Bryan Barberena versus Jason Witt. We got Bryan Barberena coming in at 15-7 and is the minus 260 favorite. And then you got Jason Witt, who is coming in at 18-7 and is the plus 200 underdog. How do you feel about this fight?
Yeah, I think that this is a good matchup. Barberena fights out of the southpaw stance and throws around 5 strikes per minute, which at times has kind of shown him to go to a war, right? So there's fights where he's gone to absolute wars, and other times he seems more strategic in the way he's striking. Jason Witt fights out of the orthodox stance and throws less than Barberena, but is more accurate. His striking is way more accurate than Bryan Barberena. With this fight, I think it will be determined by who can control the takedown game. Witt averages 3 takedowns a fight, but Barberena has a pretty decent takedown defense, which I expect Barberena to use his stand-up, throw punches in bunches. That's his style. He likes to throw a lot early and often to keep his opponent moving backwards to try and take control of the fight. I also see Bryan Barberena shooting for a takedown in the late rounds if he feels that he's not getting around, if he's a round down. But if he can keep the fight on the ground, standing, moving forward, it's his to win. Witt, on the other hand, I expect him to shoot for takedowns and try to get into a position to secure one of his go-to subs, either the rear naked choke or the arm triangle. These two, in my mind, are so evenly matched that it was really hard to pick, and I think that's kind of the trend for me going through these matchups. But I'm going to go with KGMIQ former guest Bryan Barberena with a second round KO. I think he knocks out Witt.
Yeah, first off, I got Bryan Barberena. He is a southpaw who's a brawler and likes to fight in the pocket. He has heavy hands and is good with racking up volume. He has a great chin and understanding of the cage. He throws a few styles of kicks and moves well, and he has improved takedown defense. Then you got Jason Witt, uh, opposite of him. He is a fighter who needs to improve his range of understanding with where he's at in a fight. He tends to do things not known what he should be doing, and he puts himself in bad situations because of it. He likes to throw an overhand right and goes to a body lock takedowns. He also likes to go for single leg takedowns and likes leg trips. And when he gets you down, he attacks on top with the ground and pound. One thing to note, he has a glass chin, so and then his cardio has been so the past few fights. I think with this fight, uh, I think I'm going to lean the way that you're going. I'm leaning like a round two knockout for Bryan Barberena, just for the fact that Jason Witt has that glass chin, and he puts himself in bad situations because his fight IQ isn't up there yet. As you know, if you went back and watched the video that I did with Bryan Barberena, he trains really well. He sticks to the training. He listens to his coaches. He basically, when he trains, he lives at the coach's house during the week, and then he builds up that relationship. I don't see that same thing with Jason Witt. I feel like he goes in there, he goes balls out, and sometimes when he should be blocking and then waiting and taking his time, he just goes bum rushes in there, goes for the kill, and then he gets hit because of it because he doesn't use that fight IQ. And I think that's something to watch out for in this fight. I feel like he's going to put himself in a situation where he's going to attack when he shouldn't, and Barberena is going to make him pay. And I feel like it's going to be a round two knockout for Barberena.
Yeah, and like the level of competition for Barberena has been higher
Yeah.
than Witt. Fights with Leon Edwards, Colby Covington, like these are guys who have either had a
And
champ.
and Luke too.
Yeah, well, I mean, Luke A, Randy Brown.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're naming his losses. Jake Ellenberger, he beat Jake Ellenberger with knees. You know, it kind of flip flops, right? He had that 2-fight stretch where he was losing against Luke A and Randy Brown, both of which he lost to knees and punches. So I'm curious to see if Jason Witt incorporates the knees into this.
Yeah, and I think he was winning that Luke K fight too
He
before
was.
that. So it's not like he's not competitive in the fights. It's just that he lost at a certain point, and then we know how Vicente Luque is now. So it's like, yeah, I think he could still take a lot from those fights, and he's been able to bounce back a little bit, and I think it's going to continue here.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
now that he's focused on just one fight camp, now he's over in North Carolina now.
yeah, 3 out of 5 of his UFC losses are coming from guys in the top 10
Yeah.
of the the welterweight division. On top of that, being two of them being in the top three, so his level of competition is way further than Jason Witt's, and that's not to Witt's. That's not his problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He only accepts the fights that he's given. So I'm just going to go with Barberena because I think just the experience and plus, like you said, that glass chin, it can be exposed, and so it's
Yeah.
definitely a weakness.
So we're on board together with
Yeah.
Bryan Barberena by second round knockout.
Yep.
Yep. Let's move on to the second fight on the